Boutonnieres really feel like a puzzle to me sometimes because there's so many things you want to get right. There's lots of tricks you can do. I love it. So cute. Making boutonnieres is the last, or one of the last things that I do when I am doing a wedding, because boutonnieres and corsages, head crowns, any wearable is going to be out of water. So I want to do it last so it stays fresh as long as I can. And there's tricks to keeping it fresh, but I want to make it as close to the time when somebody's going to wear it as I can. So I have prepared all of my stems. So when I'm making a boutonniere, I love to add the same kind of elements that are in the bouquet to put in the boutonniere because I want the couple to feel connected in their flowers. So I've chosen some flowers that are in the bride's bouquet, but also that hold up well out of water, because that's always a thing. The groom is going to be wearing the boutonniere all day, where the bride might just be holding her bouquet for a couple hours, maybe an hour, maybe less, but the boutonniere is going to be worn all day. So I want to make sure that I'm picking flowers that will last out of water. I've also prepared some supplies, which is just some stem wire in case I want to wire any of my stems, my pearl pins, my ribbon, a ribbon scissors. Do not try to cut your ribbon with clippers, different, and some floral tape. I love making boutonnieres because they're like a little bouquet, but on a teeny tiny scale. And who doesn't love teeny tiny things? It's fun. So I have some foliage, which I'm going to be using rosemary. Rosemary is great because it holds up out of water, and also in the language of flowers, which is an old Victorian way of sending messages through flowers. Rosemary signifies remembrance, and I love using it for weddings because I feel like I want the couple to have the memory of these flowers, either through fragrance or through how they look. I want them to see next year, when it's their wedding anniversary date, these flowers that are blooming today, and say, oh, this reminds me of my wedding. So I'm going to be using some rosemary. I'm just cleaning it up. Just going to trim it a little. And I'm also trying to use the same kind of elements that I use in the 6 elements. So I've got my foliage, and then I want to have some kind of line flower. And today I'm going to be using my Bells of Ireland. And again, I'm taking off all of these leaves. I want the bells to shine. And I'm just using the tip. I don't need anything huge. This is a boutonniere. It's only going to be this big. And I might even take off these lower bells just to have the tip top showing. That's perfect. And I'm going to be using a nigella, which I am going to put a piece of wire into this nigella just to make sure that the stem stays nice and straight. I love how it faces out, but I want to make sure that it stays that way. So I'm just going to take a piece of this stem wire and stick it through the top of this bloom. It doesn't hurt the flower at all. Slide it right through and then snip it off right at the base. Now I have a little wire, see here, and I'm going to just tape that. And all that does is give the stem a little bit more support. I love giving stems and boutonnieres more support because everybody is going to be hugging the person wearing the boutonniere. And it's possible that it can get crunched or crushed or mushed or smushed. And I want to give it every chance to look good throughout the entire day and evening. So it's just a little piece of tape on there. I'm going to do the same for my ranunculus. Ranunculus is great in boutonnieres, but again, it can bend a little, and also its head is very heavy and its stem is not that strong. So I'm just going to put a piece of this wire through it. And it doesn't, again, do anything to hurt the flower. I'm using my stem tape. If you've never used this kind of tape, it feels kind of tacky to the touch, but it doesn't get really sticky until you pull on it. When you pull on it like this, when I'm wrapping, that's when the resin comes out and really makes it sticky. And it just sticks to itself, so you don't need any extra sticking. So you can see now that just like strengthened the head. And then I've got my campanula, which are gonna be so cute in a boutonniere, these little bells. And then I've got my yarrow, and I pulled some status. I may use this. This was not in the bride's bouquet, but it does hold up great, and it is in the same color palette. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I've got all of my ingredients ready, and I'm gonna start putting my stems together. So I'm starting with my rosemary and then my bells of Ireland. There's lots of bells today. My campanula. Actually, I think I'm going to put a little wire in this campanula as well. Its neck seems a little shaky, and I don't want there to be any problem. And here's the thing. So I can't actually get my clippers in there to clip this wire. So I'm gonna go in from the bottom. I'm going to just stick it through the bloom at the bottom and cut it off here and then tape right here. There's lots of tricks you can do. It doesn't have to be one way to wire or another way to wire. There's lots of ways to make things sturdy. This is just one way. So my wire's a little long. I'm going to trim it. Great. Now I feel better about that. So back to where we were. Let me go back to my rosemary and my bells of Ireland, and then add my campanula. So already looking cute. You can trim the stems as you go. Got my ranunculus. Now I'm gonna try the yarrow. I'm breaking off some side shoots and just adding in a little bit of yellow, you can see here. And I want a little something here. It could be rosemary, but I might add a little more of the yarrow up here. And in order to do that, I really need to trim this piece because it's much too big for what I want it to do. And I'm adjusting the stems as I go. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get everything right. So I actually like the yarrow down a little bit, which means I still feel like I need a little something here. Maybe another piece of rosemary. Let's see. Boutonnieres really feel like a puzzle to me sometimes because there's so many things you want to get right. You want to include the flowers from the bouquet. You want it to be good out of water. I love it. So cute. All right, so I am going to wrap it up. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. Okay, so now I have my boutonniere and I'm ready to tape. I'm gonna use this same floral tape. This is 1/2 inch floral tape. So that's the size I like to use for boutonnieres. So I'm gonna start at the top and I'm gonna tape pretty high up so that everything is nice and supported. And I can make adjustments if I need to. Just want that rosemary to show off a little bit more. Perfect. And I don't want my nigella to be too crowded. My ranunculus over to the side. So I'm just adjusting as I tape. And once I'm done taping, then I'm going to wrap it in ribbon. Love it. I chose just a crisp white for the ribbon wrap. The bride is wearing a crisp white dress. So even though I did not include white in the bouquet and the boutonniere, this is a good way to include a little bit of the white. It's such a small touch, but I think it will keep everything feeling really cohesive. So I'm starting at the bottom of the boutonniere and I'm just using my finger to hold it in place. And that tape is kind of tacky, so it will help hold the ribbon in place as well. And then I'm going up the stem and I'm using my thumb to really keep it nice and tight and nice and flat. When you're using, this is double-sided satin ribbon. When you're using that, you really don't want there to be any bumps or anything weird. So I've got to the top. I'm gonna cut it off a little long. Now to finish it, you could do a couple things. You could use a little spot of Oasis cold glue. Sometimes I do that. Or you can just make like a loop in your ribbon and then stick this tail through, kind of like you're just tying a shoelace. Pull it through and pull it nice and tight. It's nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. It's got that tape holding it, and also you've pulled it nice and tight. So then I'm just going to put a end on it, a little tail. Perfect. And now I want to trim it. I don't love boutonniere stems that are really long, so I want to make sure that I'm giving it a fresh cut. And also make sure that the stems are totally flush. I saw a boutonniere the other day in our online community. It was the first time somebody was doing a boutonniere, and it was really fun and exciting to see them branching out and trying something new. And one of the things, they kind of left the stems unfinished. So one of the things I always recommend is giving that a nice clean cut so that it feels really finished. So there is my boutonniere. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my boutonniere pins in. And there are lots of ways to attach a boutonniere. You can use pins, you can use a magnet. There's lots of ways to do it. We use pins, and I always put 2 pins in, just right through the ribbon. And I use 2 because, for one, it helps secure the boutonniere on the lapel without it tipping. The worst thing is when I see a picture from a wedding and the boutonniere has tipped and it's upside down. Oh my God, it's the worst. So the 2 pins help secure it. Also, we had a situation once where somebody lost their pin and I didn't have a supply bag with me, and so I didn't have any extra pins. And of course, lesson learned, 2 pins in every boutonniere, so there's always extras if we need to use one, and always have in my car a supply bag that has extra pins. So here is the finished boutonniere. Super cute. It totally complements the bride's bouquet, and I love how it turned out. If you want to learn more about floral design for weddings, check out my Flower Nerd newsletter. We talk about flowers, floral design, the business of flowers, and I'll put a link in the profile so that you can get more of this content if you like it.